Hello and welcome to the CAT Podcast. I am your host, the Own Your Awesome in Business and Life coach, Carma Spence. And today, my guest is Diedra Miller, founder of Magic Wing Administration, which provides strategic marketing and administrative consulting services for entrepreneurs and small business owners. She empowers her clients to establish systems that optimize their businesses. I've invited her today to talk about some of the ways that you can keep your contacts subscribed and engaged. Diedra, welcome to the CAT Podcast.
Thank you, Carma. Very glad to be here.
Now, understand that you have 4 strategies that help engage the people that are on your list. And I know we don't have a lot of time, so we're going to try and cram 2 before the commercial and 2 after the commercial. So let's just get going with the first. What is the first tip that you have for us?
First one is communicate regularly with your contacts. So what are ways we can do that? Well, I recommend first thing an email marketing service such as Aweber or MailChimp. They're designed specifically for sending out emails and newsletters and other kind of communication. And they are much better for that reason than things like your Google contacts or Outlook, trying to use those. And one of the main reasons is because they use autoresponders, which, if you don't know, is a series of pre-written emails that you can send out at whatever interval you specify. And you can send out a series from when you have an e-course and they just automatically get sent out for you. You pre-write them and out they go when you tell them to. One thing I use it for is if someone signs up for a free offer that you have, then they'll get that free offer by the autoresponder, and then you can have them a week later send another autoresponder saying, hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't get it, here's the link, and let me know if you have any questions. And that's a great way to keep communication regularly with your contacts.
Right. And then also it's really important to not use your regular mail, because then you can't be canned spam law compliant.
You can't send a whole bunch of emails through your Gmail or your Outlook. They definitely will catch that.
Right. And one of the things is that you have to be canned spam compliant is to have an unsubscribe link. Those services do it automatically.
That's right. They do.
I know an author who she put me on her list, but she uses her regular email. So there's no way for me to unsubscribe unless I ask her personally. And I haven't had I didn't want to hurt her feelings.
Right,
so I just delete them every time they come in. But I mean, basically what she's doing is breaking the law.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, that's true. Right. Yeah, people would have to reply, remove me or something, and that is not the optimal thing, as you said, because then the person feels bad about doing it.
Right. So what's your second tip?
What we want to do is make people want to keep in contact with us. So I have 3 tips that I would like to share. The first one is be consistent and keep your promises. Follow up in the way you had promised when you said you would. If you said your phone, email, send info, do that. It shows that you're reliable and trustworthy, and that's really important for people deciding to do business with you. And a great way to do that is you really need a customer relationship management program like Zoho to keep track of all the information on your contacts, and you can schedule reminders for yourself as well as record what you talk to people about. That's miles above just trying to keep them in an Excel spreadsheet. And then the second tip is be respectful. Tailor each follow-up to what the person needs, and always think and write to them in terms of what is it that they need. How can you solve their problem? Don't just contact them to try and sell them. And then show a desire to build a relationship first. You want to get to know them, and let that be clear. And then the sales will follow. And then the third tip is be responsive. Reply to the comments in the blog posts and social media that they write on your website, and then get involved in discussions. This shows the readers that you're human and you care about them, and it establishes you as an expert when you can answer the problems. And whenever possible, go above and beyond and over-deliver. Real quick, Optimized Press is a plugin, and it wasn't working for installing, so I wrote to them, and they wrote back and said, your website needed updating, and by the way, we did that for you.
Nice.
And I was so pleased, that they just took care of me. I've been dreading it because I was worried about messing up my website, but it was done for me. And that makes me want to tell everybody to get the Optimized Press plugin to make sales pages, which is a great tool in itself.
I have a client that just loves Optimized Press for doing those kind of things. Now, we're running out of time before we need to go to a break, but the first tip really struck home for me because I know consistency has been a challenge for me. Because
Yes.
I originally wanted my newsletter to go out twice a month, and then now it just goes out once a month. And there are occasional months that I can't get it out. But at the same time, I'd much rather skip a newsletter than send out junk.
Yes, absolutely. People will notice when it's junk, and you really do need to keep on top of. You're right. It is better to send quality rather than quantity.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes.
Well, now let's take a quick station break.